Hello. Grand Rising. How are you? I just thought that I'd come through, and I was just planning on top decking today. So. Excuse me. Alright. So. G'day, hello, and Grand Rising. How are you? My name is Chris. I am the Aussie Alchemist. I am calling into you here, the internet, at what time is it? 8:05. And I have the Emperor coming out first, okay? The Emperor is in reverse. So when I first saw this card, it's like, ooh, this Emperor looks like a lion. This lion does not look like they're having a good time. Then when the Ace of Cups comes out next, it's giving me an indication that there is healing happening. So there is a disorder happening at the moment. What is the disorder? A disorder in your life that maybe needs attention, needs healing, needs wisdom, needs love. The fifth card, the third card that comes out is the Five of Wands. So this talks about some kind of conflict. Now this is Saturn in Leo, so I imagine that this is a competition of self-expression, and so that could have to do with what the Emperor in the reverse is needing. So that healing after or before a competition, because there's not necessarily any reason that the Five of Wands has to be competitive and combative, right? The Five of Wands, if it is Saturn in Leo, would be a conflict of self-expression through restraint, a conflict or a competition of talents where people might showcase their skills. The Five of Wands is interesting to me. It always has reminded me of debate club or chess club, where the objective wasn't necessarily to embarrass your opponent or to make your opponent feel anything anything more than there's more that I have to learn. That's the objective of those kinds of school time games. Mr. Theo, are you playing with cables? What are you doing now? So after this Five of Wands, I do see this Six of Swords, which tells me that maybe this timeline split is still ongoing. So I did leave a live that had a little bit more information on the timeline split, but yeah, it definitely feels like it's in effect. Mr. Theodore, can I help you? Would you like to go outside? Mr. Theodore, would you like to go on the internet? Come on. Let's show your little cat face to the world. Yes. We're going to have to start selling pictures of your paws for some extra foods for you. Yes. Oh, you are an adorable little gem. Yes, you is. You my adorable little baba chiquitito. See, tome chiquitito, mi guaguita. Mi guaguito bebecito. Mi guaguito bebecito. I don't think he's enjoying this right now, but I love him. Oh, hello, people. There are some people here, Theo. Do you want to say hello? Hello to King of GT80. How's it going? Elijah Bloxy plays Roblox. Hey, how's it going? I still need to check out Roblox, by the way. Are you a YouTuber? I used to play Minecraft, and I used to play Fortnite. I used to play World of Warcraft, even Elder Scrolls Online. My dad was a huge gamer, and so yeah, I've always sort of been watching people stream what they enjoy doing. So yeah, kinda. Well, not really. Okay, that makes sense. How's it going, mate? You my little potato? Yeah. You my little potato? You my little chunky monkey? You my little chunky monkey? It felt like you wanted attention, little buddy. It literally felt like you wanted attention. So I'm giving you the attention. Yeah, I'm gonna give you the attention. Yeah. Not too bad actually. It just started. My day consists. Well, what day is it today? Saturday. I might be going to visit a Greek family for Greek Easter. So I just thought I'd do some tarot cards to see what's happening for the morning, and then yeah, that's it. I don't really do much else. I'm just trying to build my YouTube channel. So yeah. Cypher, you need to say sorry? What does that mean? Hi, how's it going? That's an interesting name. How are you? All right. Thank you very much, Lee. You do want to go outside. All right. Excuse me. All right. There you go, Mr. Theodore. Throw away this. Too freezing out here, there. You can come back if you want. Come on. It's so freezing. Oh, mensaje. Hello. Hello. Wow, wow. All right. So, where was I? Six of Swords. So you went through the competition, you went through the challenge, you developed your skills, you allowed yourself to learn what you needed to learn from that, and you're moving on to Karma, Easier Waters. You have, I'm going to do probably 10 cards with another layer on top, and then that's it. So you were traveling towards Karma Waters, and you became the Knight of Pentacles, and you started working on this competition style thing that energy. I'm sure it'll make sense to whoever this message is for. You moved into a path where you were just able to express yourself more simply. You gave yourself the idea of patience. You brought into your own experience understanding. You grounded yourself. The Six of Swords can be ungrounding somewhat. The movement, even in the original Rider-Waite, it is a movement over water, so it is mind over heart. So it can be a little bit like that Three of Swords, but just, I guess, double magnified by how much emotion you actually have invested in the thing that you're moving away from. So becoming the Knight of Pentacles really helps you become somebody who is able to move forward at a pace that is comfortable for you, moving forward at a pace that gives you permission to move in and out of situations that are either helping you or not helping you. But either way, you are somebody who recognizes that they can go through challenges, learn the lessons that they need to learn, experience what they need to experience. Even if you experience this Emperor in the reverse, you do get that Ace of Cups eventually anyway. And so you are going to be somebody who, and it feels like there are three piles here, you are going to be somebody who eventually recognizes that independence is something that can be achieved whether or not you realize it in the here and now. It is something that can be achieved. Just have a look around you. The story of the single mother is not a special or rare story. It has literally been a story that has been told for eons. It's a common story. The same can be said for stories of single fathers. There are many times where mothers die inside of childbirth, and the experience is that a child is raised with only one parent. And so, for you to recognize that an independence of mind, an independence of heart, an independence of soul gives you the ability to move through circumstances which might not feel ordered, structured, or safe with yourself. Holding your own hand is how it wants to come across there. When you're walking through situations that you need to hold your own hand, this is where you can recognize, wow, Seven of Swords. This is where you'll see that some ideas may not be helpful to you. And so all of the knowledge, all of the skills, because this does go Seven of Swords, Six of Swords over here. Ooh. Okay. So this Seven of Swords is interesting to me. Inside of this picture, this person is sitting on top of what looked like clouds to begin with to me, okay? And then they look like waves. Right? But then I saw the ducks sort of standing on these clouds or waves, and then I'm like, okay, it's more some kind of an example. And I always look at where the swords are. So I see that there are two swords in the air in the form of doves, and there are five swords down on the bottom. There is one sword inside of the person, on the person, and the person is wearing blue. So it feels like this person is getting prepared to communicate something from that place of independence. You've either been connecting with your inner child, you've either been connecting with your higher self, but something has happened that you've been able to see clearly what action you need to take, especially if healing from the previous line was the objective. So this disorder gave you the ability to structure yourself. Through these next periods of time, you are going to be somebody who recognizes that, yeah, by you finding your own independence, by you structuring your own thoughts and then bringing those thoughts into the collective field and seeing how they match, fit, I don't know. It feels like it's more than finding your tribe. It feels like you found your tribe within yourself. This is the call. inside of the major arcana, this is the Judgment card. So typically this card will be a card that is Archangel Gabriel standing in the middle blowing his horn, and there are people coming out of the coffins, raising from the dead. And this card here is really, for me, like, the Judgment card has always been a card for me of awakening, and it's because the World card represents completion for me. Because once you step into awakening, and then this has been the trick of all of this channel, really, even for me, and I guess anybody who really does understand. The trick is that when really, and the other day somebody came into a live and commented and had a conversation about it like it as well. Dualities really do make you stand out. When you are somebody who is a light worker who operates from a place of something to be healed, or something to be fixed, or something to be taught, or something to be... That's a future tense, and it disgraces the current tense of reality. Reality has every right to express itself in its own time, in its own way, if it's ready. There's no rush. You only have your whole life to achieve everything that you want. So it's healthy to have desires, but it's healthy to have a look at how those desires navigate you, how those desires turn you into the marionette, and how life then becomes the operator of your strings. By you giving yourself permission to recognize that an awakening can look like many different things to many different people, this is where you really get to stop and slow down and recognize that competition is truly only on the inside of you. You're never really in competition with the feedback loop that is on the outside of you. You're only in competition with yourself, knowing that you can go into places and test yourself against other people's readiness. And this is a gift, because the world looks a certain way because we have been willing to test our readiness. We have been willing to see what happens when we put one foot in front of the other and we go down a path that nobody else has walked down before. Where is it that you're going with your life? And that's the most interesting thing about this reading so far, because I've only got 3 cards left and I feel like I'm milking it a little bit, but I will continue. The 10 of Pentacles. So this reading may well have caused an awakening for you, but I don't believe that. I believe it's just confirming to the light workers who are out there just standing in the darkness, allowing their frequency to do what their frequency does. By those light workers that maybe took their journey on the road and gave themselves permission to be traveling healers, the people who would travel around and maybe sell snake oil to some people. I feel like the capitalistic world would see light workers as snake oil vendors. What do you know? Love, light, and energy, peace, love, and yeah, go suck on a daisy, right? But then we can talk about that, and then we can also talk about how bibbity bobbity boo, how we can cast spells with our intentions and our actions, and it's fun. Ultimately it's fun. But to go back to what I was saying before, when you have a dualistic outlook, when you have a dualistic presentation, you have an opposite to hide behind. But the opposite never existed. The opposite was never true. The enemy is always you. That's why we have to pass through the Strength card in the Major Arcana as a lesson, as a journey. You have to understand that your heart can be as proud and as bold as a lion. Rah! And your mind can be as angelic as an angel. Your mind can be as sharp or as healing as an angel. Like, I don't know if you recognize the angels inside of the Bible, but they're all pretty scary. For example, Lucifer was the angel of worship. He was literally, that was Satan's angel name, by the way. Lucifer was in charge of worshipping God. Lucifer decided it's time for me to have a turn, and God saw this and cast him out. Fair enough. I mean, my sandbox, my rules, right? You don't play with the emperor. But anyway, I'm going to go back to the reading. By you choosing to focus on your legacy, by you recognizing that you were somebody who had the opportunity to realize their dreams, realize their wishes, realize that nothing in this world is set in stone. Nothing in this world really stays the same unless you stop looking at it. And even then, things change all the time with or without our awareness. We can pretend to ourselves that we have control over the external feedback loop, but the universe will show you really quickly that you have as much power as you give yourself, really. You can self-actualize yourself into a beautiful human. You can self-actualize yourself into a beautiful healer, a traveling artist, somebody who literally carries healing energy wherever you go, but ultimately somebody who knows that they are here to achieve something far greater than maybe can be perceived at the moment. And so you continue to appear the way that you want to appear. You continue to show up in your own strength. You continue to show up in your own truth with the Justice card here. You just reveal to yourself what it is that you're looking for, and you're not afraid to get your hands, your feet, and your legs dirty or strained. You are somebody who's willing to see that this life is a journey. This life is a dance. When you use your desires to propel yourself forward, when you allow the world to call you into it, to call you out of your own stagnance, out of your own unreal external competition. Like, the purpose of a competition should be for learning. The purpose of playing chess is always to see how is your mind at, and the purpose of chess after a while, when you're playing the same person again and again, is to be able to recognize, hey, something's up. What's going on? There's something on your mind. You're not playing in the same way that you normally play. You're not moving in the same way that you normally move. And this is why you have to have people around you that are helping you become who you want to become. You have to have people around you who are showing you that by you expressing your truth, by you living in your truth, there's no harm in that. There is no harm coming to anybody. And so by you choosing to express that, by you choosing to maybe stick to the rules, by you recognizing that you can put out negative energy into the entire collective field if you choose, but it is for you to experience as karma. You will experience it in this lifetime, no matter any amount of defensive wraparound, loop around, this and that. You have your 120 years of life here, my friend. So you can either get to understanding what's happening inside of your body, inside of the energetic field, or we can keep playing and honestly, that's a lot more fun in the astral when we can actually see limbs of ourselves being ripped apart and cosmoses being created in the expanse, that those limbs get torn apart, right? It's much easier to attack each other there when we're throwing nebulas and black holes at each other, when we don't necessarily just have to throw words, which are so easy to co-opt. Spelling, right? Page of Wands is the last card for this reading, unless I'm going to continue, which it feels like I'm going to. I don't know why. It doesn't even matter how hard I try. Keep that in mind. I designed this rhyme to explain in due time. All I know, time is a valuable thing. Watch a clock by as the pendulum swings. Ooh. Shout out to Chester in Lincoln Park. Look, your inner child may be trying to connect a dot for you. I don't know. I don't want to speak for you. You will know if this message is for you ultimately or not. You will recognize that this experience is for you or not. Ooh. It's time to wake up. 7:30. You will recognize that this experience is either for you to have, to hold, to bring order to whenever you're ready, because no one is going to help you out of your circumstance, your situation. And really, nobody can help you out of the way that you choose to think. So if you choose to think that you've got enemies, if you really want to think that someone like you, like, look, never mind, I'll find someone like you. Look, fear is very catching. Fear is very unattractive as well. When you are constantly afraid that the world is attacking you, when you are constantly afraid that you've got enemies that are trying to do something against you, when you really truly express that you believe that the world is against you, it's time to have a second look in the mirror, okay? Because the world doesn't happen to us. The world is not happening to us on an individual level. We can make it seem and make it feel like the world is happening to us. But ultimately, when you choose to appear in the field as your inner child, when you choose to appear in the field as somebody who is just honest, open, a little bit, yeah, maybe you're a little bit, you get distracted and whatever, because there's a lot of energy coming forward for you, Page of Fire. There is a lot of energy coming through that you can use for your own benefit. You can choose how it's directed. Maybe you can have your little astral butterflies flying around you again. I don't know what it is that you want to do with your life, with your energy, with your reality, but it's fun. When, wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Wait, can I get some more likes so I can get another card? Come on. I've got the 12th card. I pulled one for me and I've pulled 11 for you. Let's go. Another like, another card. Sweet. All right. So 3 of Swords. Okay. The reason that this Emperor, the reason that this energy may have been stuck and stagnant may have been because the situation of the heart has been distracting you. It's been asking you, how are you going to recover from this situation? What is it that you're going to do to help yourself out of this situation? Can you make a plan? Can you make a purpose? Can you make a path from your thoughts? I think so. I think you can. I don't see why not. You're moving forward towards healing. You're moving in the energy of independence. So I don't see why the 3 of Swords needs to be difficult for you. 3 of Swords, Ace of Cups, 9 of Pentacles. Yeah, that feels balanced and good. For a 13th like, we'll move on. I'm moving backwards to the Page of Wands, and I'm being drawn to pick up all the wands in the here and now, which is 5 and 8, which is 13 wands. You are somebody maybe who has a message of healing for your collective. You are somebody who maybe has been going through the motions, has been witnessing that, look, I can't compete with everybody else. I don't want to anyway. I'd rather be on the side cheering people on, making sure that everybody's having a good time, that everybody's feeling good. Because I know that if people don't want what I've got on offer, they can just move along to somewhere else, and I can do the same. If I'm no longer enjoying what is on offer from somebody, if they're constantly being attacked, if they're constantly scared, if they're constantly got fear and division and separation in their heart, then I'm not going to move towards that. I'll move towards quick moving, free flowing energy, Sagittarian energy, expanding towards the things that actually bring you, Mercury and Sagittarius, expanding towards the things that actually bring you peace, giving yourself the experience of a Page of Wands, a very juvenile experience again. Maybe you are somebody who is in their crone energy, in their blacksmith energy, but ultimately I see that you could be somebody who's not just setting themselves free, but setting the people in your life free. You may have had siblings that you've helped see that you can move forward in your own way. You can move forward in your own light. Hey, if I can get another couple likes, I can get another couple cards. There's 12 down. But yeah, if not, doesn't matter. I'll keep rereading what I'm reading. Because this is just a life. You may have even brought generational healing to your bloodline. You may have brought a close to some kind of, what is it? Feels like it's connected to the blood. Could have affected up to 4 generations back, like literally. And take that if it resonates. This is not health care advice whatsoever, but yeah, thank you for the extra like. We'll grab an extra card. It is the King of Swords. King of Swords sits on top of the Ace of Cups. So This healing energy that came through before may be a truth. I may have been touching on something that's important for a logical healer. You may be a Libra, Aquarius, Gemini, but don't need to be. It could even be your ascending sign. Something to do with your ascending, no, even your Chiron sign might be in Libra, Gemini, or Aquarius. But that's where you're bringing your, it even feels more like Gemini in the here and now. It feels like you've got the ability to really sink into a moment, sink into a time, recognize that time is not real, and you can do the shadow work. You can expand time, you can fast forward it, you can rewind it. The movie Click might be important to you. Adam Sandler. Shout out to my Gemini family. We got a 14. I'll put this down on top of that. Thank you for the extra like. Extra like is an extra card. Still going on the King of Swords though. So by you realizing this truth, by you realizing that you can use different timelines for different reasons, and now I'm sort of seeing somebody with with their arm, and they've got different clocks, and then I've always found it funny, but that's exactly what I envision when I'm doing this. Oh, we got another card. All right, thank you for the extra like. I envision this. So I've got one time that says what time it is to be lucky with the citrine here, and then I've got one time here that says what time it is to get to feel loved, and then I've got what time it is amethyst. What do you do? What time it is to clear your mind, clear your thoughts, and then what's last? And then lapis lazuli. What time it is to connect with your reality, connect with your ancestors, and then you've got all the different timelines on your wrist, right? You choose what timeline you're going to be using to help you move forward. You choose which of these thoughts is actually going to help you elevate to the place that you want to be at and you see inside of your mind. What is it that you're going to let descend and rest in your heart space, or even just above your heart space, so that then it can be regenerated and regenerated into the field, so that it's no longer a dream, so that it's no longer something that you have to bring into the reality by yourself, but it can be something that you bring in to reality together. Because again, I feel like you've awoken something within you. You've awoken something within your own field that has started calling energy towards you. It started making people, wow. It started revealing where the competition is. This is the Five of Wands and the Moon. Thank you for the 14th like. Like, that's the reason I'm reading the card. The moon right now. So your universe, your world, your gods, your ancestors, your deities have been helping you reveal, okay, show me where the opposition is. Show me where the opposition is. And so you truly do see now the truth. You see that it is within. Nothing external to you can really dictate what it is that you do for yourself. Now, I'm not talking to prisoners. I'm not talking to people who are trapped in circumstances. You really are somebody who is either going to expand, move forward, exist inside of the timeline that makes you feel the happiest, the most joyous, the most grounded, the most alive, and inside of competition energy, Five of Wands energy, for the sake of development, personal development, not for the sake of trying to, oh, I'm going to unhash these secrets and I'm going to reveal them to the world. No, because ultimately this awakening happened before. The Judgment card came out before the Moon card did. So you're a time traveler. You, the person that's resonating with this message, you must be a time traveler. You must be. G'day to Norway. Hello. Woo! Shout out to Jade Vic. How's it going? How are you, girlfriend? How are you? Can I do this for a sec and grab a doot doot? How is everybody? I haven't looked at chat too much. Lucretia, hello. Hi. Can you guys do an energy check on me? Is my energy better, different than last time? I feel like I have given myself enough of a day off and I'm back. Yeah, I've just turned the camera off because I'm just taking a breath. I'm going to cough my lungs out a little bit for a second as well. I'm going to have some tea. I needed some water anyway, and I don't have any, so I needed to drink some tea, which is making me cough anyway. Good, 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 good. Hold on. Sorry. All right, go be back. We got the mood. We got the mood. We got the mood. We got judgment. All right, everything's gonna be all right. Ultimately, when this moon card came out, when I recognized that it sat on top of the Five of Wands, I felt that it's like you've been shown who has been secretly operating against you if you feel like this is external. But if not, you realized who the main operant was, and it was yourself. You gave yourself the opportunity to recognize this in the past, which is probably why you were revealed the moon in the here and now. You've been given the opportunity to refresh. You've been given the opportunity to see that now you are the magician. You have the power. They have offered it to you for free. They have given you the ability to access the energy that is passing through your mind, passing through your heart, a thought, an emotion. You are allowing yourself to recognize that the thoughts and the emotions become yours when you put your hands on them, when you allow yourself to think on them, dwell on them, sit in them. When you allow your emotions to be that what gives you your direction, you may be reactive. And reactive energy is not necessarily nice energy to be sitting in. Remember, as you come in, hit the like button. It gives me more cards to read. Otherwise, I'll just sort of keep reading the same cards that I'm reading. So yeah, thanks for that. This is just a new game that I'm playing with myself to practice tarot. So yeah. You having become the magician wasn't an easy journey though. I do see that you had to walk away from things that might have been quite important to you, might have been quite significant to you. You choosing to walk away may have been the pain that gave you the ability to transmute. I don't know. Something changed inside of your energy that pulled you all the way away from any kind of conflict energy which was not helping you. You pulled away from this conflict energy because ultimately you could see that this type of ego energy, this type of, I don't know, self-obsession and self-importance is something to be admired, but when it's taken out of context, when it goes a little bit too far, it looks excessive. It looks like you need to be the only person that wins, and it doesn't look like anybody can come to the table. So you choosing to walk away, you choosing to walk to or move towards the things that actually bring you joy, that actually bring you peace, that actually bring the spark back to your reality, that allow you to see that when you move forward, you don't look back. You move forward, and if somebody points to something behind you, you might look back, but ultimately you know that you've been summoned to this time and this place and this moment in time to understand that you are a messenger of the earth. You are a messenger of the stars. You are a messenger of energy. You are somebody who can read energy, perceive energy, be energy, and really augment your energetic field to understand that there is no competition. There is no external force that can push you outside of your independence. There is no external force that can really threaten the legacy that you're here to leave, that you're here to explore, that you're here to develop, because ultimately nobody knows what it is that you know. Nobody has the same awareness that you have. Nobody has the same experiences that you have. You have been born for such a time as this to leave behind a mark that only you can leave behind. Individuals can try and copy, individuals can try and echo, individuals can try and reflect, and this may be the competition that you perceive, but ultimately, the competition doesn't exist. The secret is that people who believe that competition exists are either in competition with themselves or are in competition with you. And the people that are going to be resonating with this message aren't in competition with anybody. You know that you're protected by your angels. You know that you're protected by your ancestors. You know that you're protected by the works that you have done not to receive anything more than unity with God, with the Creator, with energy. You have done everything that you've done to continue being the faithful, humble servant that you are. The faithful, humble servant that only wants to bring in light to situations, to places, to things that can't exist in a higher vibration. You want to be the person that not only brings that little bit of fire, that little bit of ember to people, but you want to be the person that brings truth to people. The people that resonate with this message are going to be people that spirit really quickly communicates to you what it is that you need to see, what it is that you need to hear, what it is that you need to feel, and very quickly moves us forward. This is why you're somebody who has the choices that you have. This is why you choose to continue trusting that the message that you're on, the message that you are chosen to deliver, the message that you chose yourself to deliver is a message of mass alchemy, mass transmutation, is a message of abundance coming. Your choices are being opened up to you. The illusions are being dispelled. The way that you have progressed through life, the way that you have been able to experience this life didn't only promise to you that the legacy would be fulfilled, that the independence would be held. It even promised you a plethora of choices. I love the language that's coming out here. Thank you, ancestors. Thank you, God. I recognize that in this Seven of Cups, there is a fairy, and there are plenty of fish and a shell, one shell. So maybe you are somebody who has been on a pilgrimage with life. Maybe you are somebody who recognizes that when you sit in alignment, when you choose to, instead of using the pain that seems to be happening inside of the external feedback loop, and yes, I do call it an external feedback loop, because they may not be conscious of what they are doing. They may have been people who peaked in high school, who really fell for the programming, who were not able to see that this world in high school is promised and threatened as a competition, maybe with football and cheerleading and basketball and all of the competitive nature of schooling, even for grades, trying to make sure that you have the highest grade. And it teaches competition, it teaches lack, it teaches scarcity. And so maybe you came to yourself, you recognize that people are stuck in this peak of high school experience, and you don't want to be. You don't want to be somebody who's looking back all the time and seeing that the best that you ever did was complete high school, complete university, and get a job. You want to be somebody who recognizes that, no, I have a purpose. I know my truth. I know my potential. I accept my calling, and I move forward on the chariot that is created by the divine for me, without my effort, without my need, without my lack, but with my knowledge that everything that is for me comes towards me, and everything that is not falls away. It's a universal law that you will vibrate at the frequency that you vibrate at. And whether you vibrate at a lower frequency or a higher frequency, it doesn't matter. As long as you are in alignment with yourself, as long as you recognize that your shadow deserves light, and as long as you recognize that your light cannot be affected by the shadow, you are somebody who can trust yourself, not because you are egoic, not because you think that you know everything, but because you trust in the universe. You trust that you will receive the right message at the right time. You trust that when the message comes through 7-8, it will be consistent with what you've been building. It will be consistent with what you've been manifesting. It will be consistent with what it is that you desire to feel inside of this experience. You just are somebody who has truth being brought forward for you and truth being embodied by you. You have done the work, my friend, whoever you are, the person that's resonating with this message. You have healed like this seahorse. You are holding on to your beautiful pearls, and you're no longer casting it towards the swine. You are giving the energy that you know God gives you, because if you choose to give any other energy that's not from God, then ultimately, who is that for? Is that not self-serving? Is that not egoish? Egoish? Egoic? Doesn't really matter if you're understanding the undertone of this message, but it's It's you understanding as well that by you acting on the energy that comes through from the universe, by you moving in alignment at all times, by you choosing to recognize that you are the one that needs to find frequency resonance inside of your heart and mind or not. It's not a matter of the outside showing you anymore. It's more about what is it that you want? What is it that you desire to see in the world now? Because maybe you've been manifesting all the things that you've been manifesting. Thank you for the extra like. Thank you for the extra card. Wow, it's the Wheel of Fortune. Maybe you've been manifesting. Wow. By the way, I just shuffled the deck. Like, I'll shuffle it again. I just shuffled the deck and put it down before. So I've just been top decking. And I did say that at the start. But yeah, just going through the deck to see how many likes we get. I mean, obviously 78 likes will be the maximum amount of reading that I can do. But yeah. Yeah, because that's how many cards are in the tarot. But yeah. So you're in alignment. You know who you are. You know who you're becoming. You know who you've been. You've got the King of Swords. You've got the Page of Swords. You know that you are somebody who even has the opportunity to, in the 5D, flex into being the magician. Flex into being somebody who recognizes when it is time to shake your energy up, shake the tower, shake the field, move into the energy of the Wheel of Fortune. Like, you are somebody who has connected. You've connected the seasons of time that you have passed through. You have connected your mind to your heart. I'm seeing feathers and a heart at the top here. You know that by connecting your mind to your heart, by connecting your okay. For me to talk about the Wheel of Fortune and the Nine of Pentacles, I do have to talk about the hello. Hello. But I need to talk about this again. The Wheel of Fortune didn't come for you very easily. It did come after an experience of withdrawal. It feels as though something happened that affected the way that you were feeling things and you needed to bring mental awareness to it. Thank you. Once you brought mental awareness to this, it did heal something within you. It gave you the strength to realize that by you holding on to the truth, by you holding on to the past experiences that you've gone through, by you recognizing that you're moving forward into your future, holding on to this legacy, moving forward in the energy of awakening, and also moving forward with a higher sense of knowledge, a higher knowledge is obtained, higher knowledge is accrued. This is where finally you unlock your independence. This is where finally you unlock the independence that really reveals and expresses as the Wheel of Fortune. I don't know if I'm being clear just now. Can we clarify this? You've been somebody maybe who in the past wasn't able to perceive when difficulties were for you. You've been somebody maybe who in the past you haven't been able to see that you have everything that you need within you. Everything that you need is within you because you are a seed. And your entire life is like a seed or like a plant unfolding, unfurling, a vine unfurling. Your entire life is going to be an unfolding of experience. And you are going to choose each day so many different times in so many different places of your day. Am I going up? Am I going down? Am I going through? Am I going without? Am I going left? Am I going right? You have so many moments in your day where you get to, I don't know if I get another card. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 19. No, 19. That's it. You are somebody who now knows that when you have alignment inside of your mind, inside of your heart, when you have these energies sitting comfortably, this is where you just get to enjoy it. I feel like Venus energy. I don't have my laptop up. I don't even have it plugged in anywhere. So I can't tell you. But the last time I looked at Venus, Venus was in Taurus, 12 degrees. So What happens after you unlock the wheel? What happens after the wheel moves back to the chariot? And that's it. That was fun. 19 likes. Cheers. I decided to make this reading however many likes the video got is how many cards got read. So yeah, 19 cards on the table. That was cool. How's it going, Jane? How are you? Thanks for stopping in. We got another like, so we got another card. Here we go. Thank you, like number 20. The card that you bring into the mix is the star. So a renewal. That's literally what it felt like this needed. Hey, we got another one. 21. 21st like, you're the 4 of Wands. Thank you for bringing your energy into the mix. So with the star. Well, the star sits on the 7 of Swords. So the 7 of Swords inside of this reading has literally been... we've reached some level of enlightenment, and by reaching this level of enlightenment, we've reached a place of renewal. I did just mention Venusian energy, and that all of a sudden does look Venusian. I know that Venus is not a star, but is it a morning? Is it a morning star, maybe? I don't know. We're moving into different levels of knowledge. We're moving into different levels of understanding as the collective starts to blend and shift and balance and bounce. 22nd card is the world. Thank you for the 22nd like. Thank you for the energy you bring to the table. Wow. The star. The 7 of Swords. See, what I felt just then when I brought these up again is like, you've got, and this is a prophecy that has been spoken over me before, but I don't know, this is a collective message, so that's not for now. You may have connected with your divine masculine, your divine feminine. You may have sat, meditated, brought some energy towards each of them for healing, recovery, repair, regeneration. And this has been what ultimately is what is being felt through this card here. I feel like you are being... your cup is being restored from the inside of the cup. It's like a self-fulfilling prophecy. Self-actualization comes through. And it comes through solid, because the next card, like moving forward, moving on, you are somebody who's, with this awakening, you're going to be healing a part of your experience. And I'm sorry that I can't be more clear than that. You're going to be healing a part of your experience. This may be a whole time in your life. This may be a decade in your life. This may be just some wounding that may have come in during the young adult period of your life. But ultimately, if it has anything to do with your creativity, this will unlock your creativity. By you recognizing where, like, I don't know, I'm seeing all of a sudden when the people bring out the doll and like, okay, where did they touch you? Or where did they hurt you? And people point on the doll. It's like, you're being given an opportunity to recognize that you have been alive and been through the things that you have been through because God knew that you were able. And this is probably not an easy message to hear for everybody, but when you have a certain amount of potential inside of yourself, when you have the potential to blow the horn of Gabriel and raise an angelic army, when you have the ability to see that you've gone through experiences that maybe other people wouldn't have made it through, you recognize that there needs to be a reconnection of your spirit. You need to give yourself an opportunity to come back to yourself as the stranger. Wow. Because by choosing to come back to yourself as the stranger, this is where you can then really thresh out with the moon and the 5 of Wands. You can really See, what is it inside of me that needs to be corrected? What is it inside of me and my experience that wants to fight with the unconscious, that wants to fight me? What is it inside of this experience that I can look at with different eyes, that I can look at with magical eyes, with innocent eyes, with faithful eyes? How is it that I can remind myself that these experiences have helped me be who I am? These experiences have helped me become who I am. These experiences have shaped me. They haven't blocked me from receiving or delivering messages. They haven't prevented me from being able to recognize that my purpose in life, my purpose in reality is my own. My experience is my own. Your experience will be your own also. So you're becoming somebody who just recognizes that this world is too big to stay afraid. This world is too full of potential to believe or to choose to focus on things like external enemies. You by yourself can get in your own way all by yourself, and there is no reason that we need to be externalizing responsibility to anything or anyone else. Like, let's not blame Mercury, let's not blame retrogrades. Let's get to an understanding of what is happening in terms of our perspective and what a retrograde might be, and let's also shrink ourselves back down to the one planet that we are sitting on, and let's remind ourselves that we are human beings and we tend to put ourselves as the observer in between all of the thing. But really, the main observer here on our timeline would be the sun. So unless any of us is as old as the sun, we really don't know what we're talking about. And reality changes all the time. Worlds end all the time. Worlds close all the time. I don't know what this message will mean for you, the individual who hit that like button and caused the 20-second like, which caused this 20-second card to appear, which happens to be the world card. But I want to say thank you for hitting the like button. It has made this fun. Oh, the spheres, the spheres, the spheres, the conjunction of the spheres. Why doesn't the planet Earth appear inside of astrology? Is that a stupid question? Why does the planet Earth not appear inside of astrology? Why does the moon appear inside of astrology when it's not even a planet? It's our moon. The 5 moons of Pluto don't appear inside of the astrology. The rings of Neptune don't even appear on our pictures of our solar system. Anyway, worlds end every day. Things close out every day. Thank you for the 23rd like. The 23rd like is the Queen of Wands. She's beauty and she's grace. She's Miss United States, and that sits on top of justice. So that message I already know is going to be freaking lit. But anyway, it's like you've been given Rick's portal gun. It's like you've been given an opportunity to recognize inside of yourself you can move. You can move with your feelings. You can move with your feelings here with the moon. You can move with the energy of the sun. You can move with your conscious mind and or your ego. You can move with your feelings and intuition, or you can move with just your carnal innate presentation. Right? And then I don't know what planet would be behind this, or even if it even is a planet. If it's a reflection, I don't know fully what I'm seeing here. But that sits on top of the Ten of Pentacles. So this tells me, hold on, may I have a drink? I don't know if anybody is going to know, but there is a band called Die Antwoord, and there is a song called Rich Bitch. It feels like you have closed out a cycle, and it feels as though this cycle that you've closed out is opening up new opportunities. Sorry, the other way around. It feels like you've closed out a cycle, and the opportunities are in alignment with your objective. You've literally... So, by recognizing that there is no external opposition, by moving towards higher knowledge, maybe by moving away from duality, moving towards unity, this is where you recognize that you can't constantly be projecting fear into the collective field, that if anything, you're a leader. Like, a leader can't be looking so afraid all the time. Because then you're like attracts like, right? So then based on the frequency that you're projecting outwards, based on your own sureness, your own steadiness, is what will come towards you. And ultimately, if you're constantly looking on the outside to be fulfilled by anything that is outside of you, you're never going to recognize the truth. You're never going to see that you have always been enough. You always had the capacity to access your own will. You always had the ability to stay in alignment, receiving messages from the universe, and ultimately keeping your choices open, because you have a life to live. You are somebody who could be radiating in the Queen of 24. In the Queen of Wands energy. You may be somebody who recognizes that this experience is yours. If you want to be somebody who, I don't know, if you want to be somebody who uses your fire, uses your light, uses your moment in the field to, I don't know. It's like, I'm seeing the meme or the YouTube, what is it? Leave Britney alone. I feel attacked. Like, bro, there are 7 billion people on the planet, and not one of us is making ourselves look as much like a child as you. Take some responsibility. Take some ownership. Emotionally regulate yourself. Like, check yourself before you wreck yourself. Like, stop giving away so much power. Because you're supposed to radiate your power. It's Leo energy coming out inside of this Queen of Wands. You're supposed to radiate that you've got your shit together, that nothing is affecting you. So then, really, by you trying to bring justice into your own hands, you will. And your hands will bleed at like, those that live by the sword die by the sword. And it's okay. I mean, if you were doing it for the plot, if you were doing it for the growth, the development, if you truly were just trying to get yourself out of some kind of funk because somebody didn't meet you halfway, or maybe you weren't able to meet halfway, like, it's fine. This experience is not fixed. The past may be written in stone. The past may be set in stone. But ultimately, the future is yours. The future is completely yours. The 25th card, Four of Swords. The future is completely yours. And when you recognize that you don't have to take anything into your own hands, when you in one day, maybe consecutive days, when you in one day can say, God says don't do anything, and then in the next day you're doing the most. Okay, like, and then contradictions and paradox. I understand. I get it. I understand. I do. I think. I don't know. I know. I don't know. I mean, I know that I don't know a lot, and I know that I want to know more, and I know that I want to sit with people who expand me into who I am. I find peace and comfort in knowing that when I'm radiating energy, when I am embodying something, that's how I radiate. I don't have to pretend. I don't have to perform. I don't have to stand in my ego. I don't have to. It's not fake. Like, I don't know. I'm not afraid of showing you who I am. I'm somebody who has been through community service. I've got criminal charges. Like, I'm somebody who has lived a life. I have not been intending to have that kind of life path for myself. I never intended to become a criminal. I never intended to hurt the people that I love. But I've gone through those experiences, and I could have chosen to let those experiences and let the words of the judge and let the words of the police and let the words of the people that I hurt affect me ongoing for the rest of my life. And I could have been this bitter, jaded, disgusted person with reality. But I'm choosing to let things go. I'm choosing to move forward. My stories become reflections of lessons, something of a lesson for you to recognize that you may never, ever, ever want to go through a certain experience. But if people don't talk about what they went through inside of that experience without the personal pain coming through as the flavor of the whole thing, then people might be tempted to go through that themselves and realize, well, shit, this person had no idea what the fuck they were talking about. And honestly, I don't know. Where did that come from? It's because you're radiating. When you stand in your truth, when you recognize that you are so valuable to the field, you're not something that's to be wasted. You're not something that's to be thrown away. When you realize that, though, don't wait for other people to recognize how important and how beautiful you are. You can just be your beautiful self. Nothing's stopping you. Like, if anything, there are people in this world that need you to be who you are, your happy self, your vibrant self. You're the person that is always love is in the air, everything is possible. I love to attend my friends, my YouTube friends, and I mean YouTube friends by means of subscriber. Like, I love attending their little places in the world on the internet because I get to see people who are standing inside of their truth. I get to see people who are standing honoring themselves, trusting and believing that the same power that flows through their body, blood, mind, spirit is the same power that created the entire experience to begin with. And so when they choose to radiate, when they choose to glow with the energy that is literally present inside of them all of the time, that's when I stop and stare a little bit more. That's when I stop and look and think, oh, wow, this person's really, really moving somewhere. This person's really got something going for themselves. This person is really 24, 25, 26. Wow, 26 card is the 10 of swords. Woo! We got 10 swords in the house. That is the 26th card. Thank you for that one. Well, we got everything going on here now. Now this is starting to turn into three card piles. Wow, this is interesting. What's your zodiac sign? What's your zodiac sign? Queen of Wands. Thank you, Queen of Wands, for being here. I appreciate you. I love your crown. I love your tiara. She's beauty and she's grace. Yeah, she's full of the Holy Spirit, that fire that is floating inside of her mind, inside of her heart. Ah, cool. I can do visual effects. Let's put the energy of the fire inside of her heart, and now let's let it grow all around. Yeah. I'm such a dork. Disregard. Don't be so serious all the time. Let your inner child have some fun. Card number 27. Thank you for the like. You are the Ace of Swords. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Now, moving on. 24, card number 24. You are the 7 of Fire. Wow. Protection. I'm getting the Fool energy as well from the Rider-Waite, just because there is a horse on top of the on top of a rock, on top of a mountain, and I'm seeing 2 little fire fairies down below, and I'm seeing 5 little fire fairies up above. 5 above, 2 below. See, this deck turns conflict change. This deck turns conflict into creative potential. Like, this almost gives me the inversion of this one, where the 7 of Swords has 2 little doves flying in the sky, and then the 7 of Wands has 2 here down on the ground. So after having made a stabilizing choice, literally with the 7 of Swords coming out, 777 may be important to you, especially with the star coming back through. You followed your intuition, you followed your inhibitions, you allowed your inhibitions to lead you where you wanted to go. Oh, the universe is going to adorn you. Oh, I haven't received a message like this in a while. The universe wants to adorn you. I'm hearing, well done, good and faithful servant. So you're going to be led down a path that is going to feel as though your passions are being reignited. You may be heading towards, wow, you may actually be heading towards a king experience. So I would argue a mutable experience just in the here and now. Or you may be moving into a knight experience, KNIGHT experience, which would feel more cardinal to me, where it's more in alignment with the things that are for you. Yeah, definitely. With the solar plexus coming through there, I think that's the solar plexus. I don't even know if you can see that chakra just there. Looks like the solar plexus inside of the heart. It does look like a yellow candle too, so probably. But it's giving the renewal. What does the 7 of Swords stand for? Protection normally. You're just free to have creative expression right now. Nothing is going to block you. Nothing's going to stop you. Never going to give you up. Never going to slow you down. Never going to turn around. Well, this pile's interesting, okay? Because we've got the 4 of Swords, the 3 of Swords, and the Emperor in the reverse. Ooh, let's see. So, the Emperor. What happened with the Emperor in the reverse? He may have been heartbroken. I'm seeing Simba crying for his dad. Maybe something happened that disordered. I don't know. But there seems to be 4 of Swords. And that, again, busts up to a 7 of Swords. For one pile, it feels like you now know whatever it is that put you into the Emperor in the reverse energy. You now know what put you in the disorder energy. Thank you for the likes. Each like is a new card. And yeah, we're just reading each card. You now are aware at this point in the reading, because that's just the way it is. You know who was maybe funking up your game. You know who was maybe, I don't know, making a mess of your happiness, making a mess of what you were bringing to the table, making a mess of your ideas, and just not able to see that your ideas were for unity, your ideas were for peace, your ideas were for order, not disorder. And in time, people will either recognize that for themselves or they won't. All right. Thank you for the 28th like. The 28th like is the 4 of Cups. I'll read that when I get to it. Next up, we got, this is changing all of a sudden. So pile number 2, there are 12 piles. Pile number 2, your next card. You started with the Ace of Cups, okay? You started with the Ace of Cups. This means that you went through some kind of healing. You had to go through this healing to recognize your truth, to recognize your power, to recognize that this is your field, this is your game, these are your thoughts now. And by you taking stewardship of them, you have put a close on, or a final, you've put a close, because you've put a close on negative thinking. You've put a close on toxic thinking. You're even stopping any connections with the collective field that might be giving you toxic thinking, toxic negative cognitive schema. Woo! Because you know the truth. You know that this experience is for us to either recognize that we can heal through it, or we can take pain from it. Oh, why is the world happening to me? Right? With the regular Rider-Waite deck. But this card here, in the Good Tarot, this card here looks like a graduation. This card here looks as though you are standing at the top of the mountain and you are looking at the rain clouds above you. The Three of Swords just came back into my mind's eye. You're looking at the rain clouds above you and you're saying, not to fucking day, not to fucking day. Why do I say that? Because can you not see that she is blowing all of that toxicity away? She is choosing to stand on top of the mountain, stand on top of the beauty that is this reality, and recognize that by her blowing away any toxic thinking, by her letting all of that which no longer serves her float away, fly away, by her allowing all of that to fall away, that is how she will truly then be ready to fly. That is then how she will truly ready to walk into this reality as somebody who is standing on their truth, somebody who walks through this reality healed from the past, healed from past pain, healed from past experiences, and really able to really set yourself free, walk free, fly free in this King of Swords, Ten of Swords energy. So yeah, somebody just said something huge in chat, so I'm going to just read it really quickly before I continue. I'll drink my tea while I'm doing that. Thank you for the big chat. My friend, at KG underscore Jesus is King. Hi, how are you? Are you doing all right, brother? Are you okay? Good. Are you finished with what you're doing here? Can I ask what brought you to express yourself in that way here now? Just so that I can understand and so that maybe the people that come through afterwards can understand as well. Do you have a YouTube channel? Do you have a YouTube channel? Hello, Maria. How are you? Yeah, sure. Tell me what like you are, and I'll try and answer your question when I get to that card. At the moment, it's just I'm reading cards per like. Right. Can I express to you that you are at the very beginning of your journey then? Because you are hopefully going to be somebody who appears in the same position that I'm sitting here now, communicating to the general public and to even now specifically you. Let me introduce myself first. G'day to KG underscore Jesus is King. My name's Chris. My name's Christopher Luffy. I have been baptized into the Catholic Church. I have been put through my first Holy Communion. I have done reconciliation. I have been confirmed into the Catholic Church. after the Catholic Church, my family no longer participated in that religion. And so I discovered Reiki healing through my grandmother. So this grandmother taught me Reiki healing, and then I received my certification 1 and my certification 2, and then I finalized that sort of chapter of energy training in my life at about the age of 14, and this was just after I sat and meditated with the Dalai Lama. And now, I mean, I sat and meditated with the Dalai Lama with everybody else, right? So it's 2,000 or so people sitting around meditating, saying, it was beautiful. And I learned about the paths of life that we can take. And I even considered, I wonder if Jesus ever made it to Nepal and sat with the Dals and became enlightened in this way, because his messages have always drawn me to look at Buddhism and Hinduism and older religions than Catholicism and Christianity, which, if we look at the book properly, it does seem that Catholicism and Christianity are only 2,000 years old. So that's why I do tend to enjoy all of the experiences that come through and give everybody the opportunity to learn something here and now. After the Reiki, I stayed a little bit secular. I backslid, if we're going to use terminology. I just started being a teenager. First time in my life, I let myself be a teenager. I learned about cannabis, and I learned about alcohol, and I learned about sex, and yeah, it was an interesting time. My grandmother, the same grandmother that showed me Reiki, actually showed me Christianity. So I went to a little church in Footscray here in Victoria, in Melbourne, called Jesús es el Camino. Yes, I am Latino. Hola a todos los latinos que me están viendo a este momento. Dale una gusta al video. Ya, gracias. And from there, this is my first time encountering Christianity, and really what I was encountering wasn't something of Christianity. I think what I was encountering again was something like Jesus's first encounter with the church, with the temple. I went in, and pretty much for about 3 months, every weekend, every Friday night, I was going up and I was giving my heart to Jesus. I was going up and surrendering my life to Jesus, offering myself up to Jesus, because I recognized within myself, because I just had started to understand, because my grandparents come from a different time, from a different country where misogyny is the modus operandi, the status quo, that sexuality is rigid. You are a man, you are straight. You are a woman, you are straight. That's it. So sexuality already was not so fluid the way that I felt it. I also never felt sexuality inside of inanimate objects. So when my grandparents would say, "Oh, don't play with the Barbie dolls," it's like, okay, well, give me another toy to play with and I'll play with it. Like, it's just that. It's not that deep. Anyway, I got to this church, and inside of this church, I met a version of myself. I met a version of myself that was very vulnerable, very unprotected, very much wounded by the way that I had chosen to live my life. And so I became a Christian. I became a Christian for a good 5 years. And then, yeah, I was one person who was vacuuming the auditorium, making sure that it's reset for the Sunday. We were at the very beginning of the experience, and I will recognize that I started at that church, Jesus is the way. Mind you, that's not even the worst of it. The church that I ended up at, it's called Enjoy Church. And I do love that church, but I don't like the Promethean methodology that they use to co-opt and adopt new churches into their congregation. It looks like a virus to me. I remember one day the senior pastor came to Jesus is the Way, and he did a sermon to the front of a Latin congregation, and I don't know how exactly it happened. I don't know if it was long planned in the making, but pretty much after that session, the following Sunday, the senior pastor of Jesus is the Way got up in front of the platform, got up on the platform and said, look, this is the decision we're making. The elders of this church are no longer in accordance, and so we're splitting. We're going in our two different directions. We are going to the church where Shane Baxter came from. And I didn't do the math at the time, but pretty much, if you know anything about a church, the makeup of it, the senior pastor of a well-established bigger church, Western church, went into a small community church, harvested, and I say the words that I say because I've considered what I'm about to say, and I think there is no separation, right? This person came into the church that I was sitting at. This church was less than 200 people. So even I'm baffled by the amount of people that are subscribed to this channel. This person came into the church and stole or harvested the senior pastor and his wife, the youth pastor and his wife, the kids' church pastor and his wife, the worship leader and the boyfriend, the drummer and the keyboarder and the worship leader girlfriends or wives. And I had only been inside of Christianity for about JKG, or whatever your name was, JG, KG _ Jesus is King. I love this. I do tarot. I don't know if real human beings have a problem with things. I do know that religious institutions do. They like to be the only institutions of control. Shout out to the UK. Shout out to Norway. Let me continue. So anyway, what my first account or witness of Christianity is just a continuation of the Crown methodology. They come with a Bible in one hand and an intention in the other, and they keep their left hand hidden with the Bible coming at you, and if you don't accept their words, then they just bash you with the Bible. Like, I don't know. Anyway, I then moved to that church, spent 5 years in that church. It was after 5 years of being a volunteer for that church, because I was trying to not be gay. I was trying to not be an abomination. I was trying to not be who I am, who I was born to be, who I believe that I am. Like, I'm somebody who is married to a man. I'm somebody who believes that if you love somebody, then love somebody. But I am somebody who definitely believes in consent. No, I'm not telling you that you have permission to go and love something that cannot tell you, yes, I give you consent. That is the minimum. I'm sorry if you're interested in things that are not Homo sapien. That is something to be looked at. But not here, not now. Anyway, this world is natural by design. This world is naturally organized. This world, if we are to believe the Bible, is created by a God that is super creative, by a God that exists outside of time, therefore is all in time. Therefore, where do we find that? And if you don't find that inside of yourself, you will be lost all the days of your life. You will be lost all of the days of your life, because God cannot meet you outside of yourself. God will always meet you at the very center of your being, at the very center of who you are. And you are being called in the here and now to be who you are. To be unashamed, unafraid to be who you are, because there was once upon a time, if we believe in the canon that is given to us by the Vatican, there was once upon a time a man named Jesus, and he did pass away, already done, locked in stone. It's part of the past, right? When Moses came down from the mountain with the carved stones, that's all that we are doing by reflecting on these stories to each other. We are bringing the stones out and we are reflecting on them. That has already been done. And so the world that we are living in could be perceived as a world that is a consequence of us choosing to hold on to this holy book and live as if the past is what we are supposed to be living in right now, and not trusting that we can find with the knowledge of good and evil as something that is intrinsically part of our species because of the original sin. With that, and trust in the Holy Spirit, and trust that God will not lead you astray, that God orders your footsteps everywhere that you go, that every hair on your head is accounted for, that every grain of sand is like the stars in the sky. When any one person comes back to connection to the truth, all of heaven celebrates. Are you getting any of this? When you return to the recognition that you have never been separate from from anything, that you have been co-creating your reality as you go, either leaning on your own understanding or not, this world needs people who are going to maybe tap into all of who they are and allow their energy source to be the unlimited energy source of the creator that spoke light into being. We are all connected to this same consciousness, and whether you choose to believe it or not doesn't matter to me at this point anymore, because I believe that you are connected to that same consciousness, whether you choose to believe it or not, okay? So I got you covered too. All right, let's go on. 24, 25, 26, 27. Like number 27, this is your card. Ace of Swords. The Ace of Swords comes after the moon, and that comes after the Five of Wands. Look, conflict is what conflict is. You choose if it hurts you. You choose if it makes you feel good. You choose if it is something that you want to take away and recognize as a lesson. I'm drawn to pull the Ace of Swords. Have I pulled the Ace of Swords anywhere here, Spirit? When you recognize the truth, when you see the truth inside of yourself, I'm holding the Ace of Swords. When you recognize that conflict is something that you can either grow from, you can either develop from, you can move on from, or you can subconsciously continue to talk about, subconsciously continue to hold on to without ever having done any of the work. By you arriving at an Ace of Swords, by you getting to the point where you want to experience a different level of knowledge, a different level of passionate expression, you need to be a little bit more careful, but also just have fun. After the moon comes the sun, and the moon is a good time anyway. Maybe you need to get naked. Maybe you need to go sing to the moon naked under the full moon. Maybe you need to wait for a new moon and just do it knowing no one can see you because there's no light coming down. Don't do it near the street, obviously, but yeah. And if you're going to do it near a bonfire, make sure that you're all trimmed up because you don't want to catch on fire anywhere. But yeah, the Ace of Swords comes out as a truth. You will either recognize the truth or you won't. You will either sit inside of the experience of unity or you won't. You will sit inside of unity or duality, unity or duality, unity or duality, and this will be the cycle that you go through. And eventually you will see the white in the dark and the dark in the white and the line and the balance and the game that's played inside of one spinning, rotating atom. I don't know. Have we split the atom yet? Have we split the apple? Is the divine feminine and the divine masculine in accordance? I don't know. Like number 28. Thank you for your like. You have provided to the table the energy of somebody who is walking towards their own power, walking towards empowering themselves, walking towards The manipulation of energies, universal life force energies, which means you're going to be playing with the big boys now. You have the ability to see spiritual things. You have the ability to see connections which may be beneficial to you or not. You have the ability to see that this reality is going to continue to create itself around 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33. Okay, thank you for the 33 likes. The likes get more cards. This is interesting. I've never done this before like this. Unless you accept his get out of jail free card, you will be lost. He wants to save you and bring you home. God bless you and thank you for your story. I enjoyed hearing it. Thank you for your time. Well, overall, I don't actually think that I got to finish my story. I don't even know. Because I asked God to reveal himself to me, and I know that you shouldn't do that because I paid for it in advance apparently, and I didn't even realize. I asked God to do something for me, and it has always been my ambition to be a singer. My childhood ambition was to be a singer, but my family laughed at me and told me to just study, that I was going to die of hunger. And so I asked God to reveal to me a way that I was going to be able to sing in front of thousands of people because I didn't believe that I would be able to do it for myself. And then after I left Enjoy Church, because that church was just a business that sort of reflects the Catholic presentation, because I love going to those Catholic buildings because they're so well made. They're so well made and they've got such nice furniture in them. And the floors and the heights and the materials that they use to create, like they're so well made. Like they've got so much richness inside of the building, inside of the rocks, inside of the mortar, inside of the floor. But what does that do for the collective field? Anyway, I asked God to show me, and I got to sing at Hillsong Conference. I don't even know how it happened the way that it happened. I was engaged to a woman, and this is just it. So this is part of my testimony. I was engaged to a woman who had her own daughter, so I felt like even that was provided by God. I felt like God was telling me, yeah, you're not going to have to create another child because that's not something that's inside of your comfort. You're not. I literally just thought that God was revealing to me what I needed to see. Anyway, halfway through this conference, this woman, literally, her mother got into her own head and she wanted to go home. And I ended up saying the words to her, look, unfortunately, I didn't come here for you. Yes, you're my fiance, but I didn't come here for you. I came here for God. I came here as a promise to God. I came here as DNA, Mindset Matters. How's it going? I came here on my own personal mission for me. I came here to fulfill the last thing for the church that I'm ever going to do for the Christian church, for the Catholic, any of the church inside of the building, because God doesn't live there. One part of God lives there, but God doesn't live there. God lives everywhere at the same time, all at once. Like at the very beginning and at the very end of this universal experience. That's where God is. And we as a species are really only here and now on Earth. Like, so chill out. Like, we don't have to keep fighting our brothers and sisters because they think different or they believe different. Can we chill out and can we expand our conscious capacity to beyond this planet before we murder it? Like, could we? just maybe. Like, I mean, there's enough happening on this planet that I've checked out. I've stopped watching the news. I've stopped watching people on YouTube who are telling me about, oh, you know, they're casting spells on you and they've got you in the jar and they've peed on your face and they've shat on your birthday cake and all your plans and intentions are for nothing. Oh, okay. Really? Is that the world we're living in? I check out. Check, please. Check, please. I know I have already spent too much here. Check, please. And so the news that I've been watching, the weather that I've been watching has been the solar system, the stars. That's the kind of weather that I can actually laugh at myself when I get the weather wrong, because I have no freaking idea what I'm doing, but gosh, does it feel powerful that these 5D objects out there are having such an influence on some people. Like, some people literally will appear in this field and go, oh my gosh, what's Mercury doing? Oh my gosh, Mercury's making me go crazy. Like, woo, Mercury. And like, okay, well, have you thought about the moon? Have you thought about the earth? Have you taken your socks off and dug your toes in some mud lately? Have you put some dirt underneath your fingernails lately? Have you gone to the beach and put your head on the sand and tried to hold a handstand lately? Like, there's different ways to ground yourself. And I think external processing is hilarious to me, because the place that we see external processing the most is inside of children. Hello. Hello. Children are the ones that external process. And how much time do we give children? Well, a parent has all of their life to know that that child is a vulnerable person that they should protect, care, and love for, so they should make time in their life. I mean, I don't know. I'm the wrong person to talk about children things, because I will pretty much advocate for the child. The child did not choose you as a parent, so make sure that you fit the job of parent 100%, right? 100%. Like, the child didn't choose you. You literally chose to have the child. And if it was a mistake, well, that's a whole other conversation, isn't it? Talk about building in generational curses to your life through the choices that you make. Hello? Good God, girl, get a grip. What am I even talking about? Can I go back to the cards? It's the Jesus tangent. The Jesus tangent will always send me off, because, to be honest, I'm happy to talk about anything, because I can go back to what I'm doing after the fact anyway, because I've got time. I'm here. I'm here trying to build myself a business. I'm here trying to build myself a future. So I will talk about my past with fondness, but also with huge, like, nope, that is staying where it is and it's never coming back into the here now. Shirley! I don't have my laptop, so I can't really see chat and how it's moving, and yeah. Shirley! Alien Magi, how's it going? Believing fairy tales in 2026 is crazy as fuck. I don't know what you're talking about, but yeah. Sure thing, chicken wing. I'm a mermaid, alien hybrid at heart. Yeah, they've taken out some apocrypha in the King James. The manuscripts are still true though. Oh, I would love to know, like, KG Jesus is King, because you are the person that I'm talking to in the here and now, isn't that right? Have you got any videos on YouTube? Have you got any videos of yourself expressing your ideas on YouTube? So, look, you've just wasted, how long have we been sitting? I've been sitting here for an hour and 46 minutes trying to build my business, trying to establish my beliefs, my values. It's the second year for me. So why didn't you, instead of sitting here, like, I would imagine that you're sitting in front of your phone, like you're using your phone to watch me right now. By you choosing to, instead of have the camera on, recording yourself, talking about your beliefs and expressing your beliefs from your platform, where nobody can really challenge you and you get to choose exactly what you communicate to or don't communicate to, like, inadvertently, this is where I say to you, I tell you the freaking truth. I am doing from my platform the same thing that potentially pastors, preachers, gospel leaders inside of churches who are paying a rent, who are paying to purchase a building. Like, I believe that these people are calling people home to themselves or calling people home to the kingdom. Yes, I believe that it is important for everybody to have their own presentation. Like, this world will not be what, like, the story of Moses really comes into mind. I mean, and Arman from the Renaissance Tarot really did bring this back to my mind when he spoke about it. Be still and know that I am God. So he's speaking to the Israelites. He's speaking to Moses when they are leaving Egypt. Do you understand that God's chosen people will be put into slavery from time to time? God's chosen people will be put into the desert for 40 years. God's chosen people are in a covenant with their God for whatever reason they're in the covenant with their God for, right? Like, that's not something that I believe. Like, Yahweh's message is not something that I need to perpetuate here and now inside of my space, my platform. And I understand that people want to talk about the things that they're excited about, but this moment here, I've used this moment here to do morning tarot. I didn't invite you to talk about Jesus in this moment. You have invited yourself into this moment to talk about your beliefs, which I have decided to use your energy to talk about mine. And if my beliefs offend you, then you shouldn't be here. Because I didn't force you to stay here. Remember, you've got your own little thumbs, you've got your own hands, you've got your own legs, you've got your own brain, you've got your own heart. You can, like, and that's why I'm here as myself, acting the fool. Because this world is a lot bigger than I am, and I know that I'm just one voice on the internet trying to make people recognize the light that exists inside of themselves, which I call Christ consciousness, I call Kundalini energy, I call energy. I'm a polytheist though. I've got so many different beliefs. I don't actively practice any of them though. I'm an observer. I'm here to observe, and I'm here to collect these beautiful experiences for myself with my own perspective so that nobody else can tell me that the Eiffel Tower is freezing, or that the Eiffel Tower is cold, or frozen in time, or whatever, and then me visiting it, all I can think of is beautiful things. Like, I don't know. I don't want people to pepper my experience with their experience. I don't need that. Like, I'm not somebody that goes on holidays and has a whole bunch of reviews inside of my mind before I go on the holiday, because I am the observer of my experience, and the way that I have the experience will be different to anybody who's going through the experience with me. The 12 disciples literally had 12 different experiences when they walked with the same God. Hello? We're not supposed to be the same. We're not all supposed to be wearing crosses and singing hymns or humming hymns and doing kumbaya until Jesus returns with his three-headed goat or dragon or whatever it is. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, some of us actually believe that Christ consciousness is still here and has never left. Some of us believe that this experience that we're having is a dream that we're having together, and we create the dream together. All that I'm trying to do is make people recognize that they have the light inside of themselves and that they should bring it out into the world the same way that I am. And if I sound like a maniac and I sound crazy, then stop watching. Because I'm not doing this for any of you. I'm doing this for all of you. I'm doing this for me. I'm doing this for us. Because it's time to step out of the spiritual closet. It's time to realize that spiritual things belong everywhere. Everything is spiritual. Tell me I'm wrong. We put words onto dead trees and then we hallucinate into dead trees for hours and hours and hours, and we think we're reading. Or we tell ourselves we're reading. Yeah, I mean, I don't even know, like, I understand the Easter holidays and all of this stuff as well. Like, I just feel sorry for everybody, because if the Bible is true, the way that it reads, then Jewish people killed God. Tell me that I'm not wrong. Because even Pontius Pilate, a secular person, a Gentile, washed his hands of the judgment. So the very people who knew about the Messiah called him into the planet, then crucified him. And then we decided to follow those people now for the last 2,000 years, if the Bible is true. Hello? Oh, what's going on? And I said, bitches saying shit, but they ain't saying nothing. You other motherfuckers can't tell me nothing but bees in the trap. I don't know. I'm somebody who has recently been loving my exploration of Gnosis. 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 Oh, I want to swing from the chandelier. Wow. From the chandelier. All right. Can that break bring me back to Tara? Can we go back to Tara? Jesus supported slavery and genocide, by the way. Slavery and genocide. Matthew 5, 17, 19. Matthew 5, 17, 19. Matthew 5, 17, 19. Chapter 5 would have been where he... Nope, that's Corinthians or Romans. Ugh, I don't know. Can I go back to the tarot? It's all Old Testament though. Old Testament doesn't belong to us. And I don't know. Which one? Lucretia, say a name. Say a name. Say my name. Say a name. Which one? I'm so confused by chat right now. Alien Magi? Who needs to go? Who's been a cracked out space cadet in my chat? Who is being a cracked out space cadet in my chat? Who? Look at me. 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 Guess what? This is my page. This is my channel. And I don't know who to delete. So the K person, he was alright. He was just confused. He seemed to think that he was inside of his own YouTube channel. But Alien Magi is going on with the flow of the Abrahamic Christianity, blah, 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 blah stuffs as well. I don't know. Who is the one who wants to get royally booted up the butt? Who wants to get royally booted up the butt? Go start your own channels. Why are you so bored that you're like over in mine? Like, eventually, one day soon, I'm going to get to the editing part of YouTube and all of my videos will look like straight cut presentations without any of the interruptions and stuff, right? Like, like literally, can someone tell me what the title of this video is today? I've forgotten. Could someone tell me what's the title of this video? What is the title of this video? I have genuinely forgotten. Does it make you feel good? Rested, recovered, revisited. Right. No dramas. That's where I invited the trolls in with revisited. Get better at your spell work, Christopher. OMG. See, I invited this in. Blah. Far out. My bad. My bad, everybody. I won't do it again. Next time it's going to be like, what? I'm just going to write amethyst. And tiger's eye and obsidian. That's it. That's going to be the title of the message. Look, Jesus is cool. I chat to him regularly. I just don't need to talk about it in front of my tarot page. All right. 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. Card number, like number 29. Thank you very much for participating in the random day of tarot pulling off the top deck tarot. Top deck tarot with likes as the fuel. You have been somebody like number 29 who potentially has gone through a journey of self-discovery. You've been somebody who recognizes that when you sow into yourself, when you give into yourself the same amount of effort that you give into the collective experience, this is where you are offered more of what is desirable to you, more lightness inside of your experience, more, I don't know, you move towards things that are, what is the Six of Swords? I can't even see the Six of Swords in my mind's eye right now. I mean, the Six of Wands. Six of Wands, why can't I see you? I have not got any idea what the Six of Wands looks like, dear. Why can't I see it? Because I've already talked about the Seven of Wands. Woo! 29 cards, eh? That's a lot of storyline happening. What in the world does the Six of Wands even look like? It's the Two of Wands. It's the Two of Wands and... It's the Two of Wands. And the Four of Wands? Five is the conflict. Yeah. We've got five, we've got seven. Six of Wands is the victory. Oh, victory, victory. To curtains and blinds. 1-3-1-3-9. Whoa. When even, I don't know what it is, but there's going to be, you're going to have this realization or you won't. This message will be for you or it won't be. You are somebody who has been trusted in the past to go on the path that you've gone on. You did go on your journey. You even made the choices that you made because you were trusting that the universe was going to reveal itself to you one way or another. You trusted that every choice you made was going to lead you to the place that you had envisioned, seen inside of your mind's eye, and that's where you're going. You now have the victory. You now have the ability to move into things that feel good, move into things that make you feel included, warm. I don't know. It's like you've been the lonely boy before, or you've been the lonely girl before. So you know what it looks like when something is in pain. You know what it looks like when people are just trying to, like, it's like an animal dying. And so you're probably somebody who has love for animals. You're very much somebody who maybe even likes exotic animals, snakes, lizards. And so by you having been somebody who has traveled inside of the collective field, collecting experiences, collecting knowledge, collecting and even sharing all of these things, experience and knowledge, you've really got a good sense of why people might even show up the way that they do. Because people can only meet you where they've met themselves. And that might sometimes mean that you are by yourself at that level 7, but at least you know you can take a step back. You can lean back into the victory that you had, not so much into the spiritual elevation that you may have walked yourself into. Because you've been down that road before, Neo. You know what's down there. So maybe the past is in the past and that's it. Maybe you're going to choose to walk in a direction that other people will not even see. So Like number 30. Thank you so much for hitting the thumbs up. It provided you with a card. Your card is the King of Cups. Aquaman might be important for you. The Little Mermaid might be important for you. King Neptune might be important for you. Has your intuition been coming online? Have you been trusting that you've been going in the right direction? Have you been trusting and believing that everything that is for you will remain for you and everything that is not will fall away? I recognize that you received the communication to move forward very quickly. I recognize that you chose to move forward in a way that was in alignment, with the direction that your life was going in all along. Not so much what you want to achieve with your life, but your life has been going in a certain direction the whole time. Excuse me. Something about Theo. Oh, Theo's okay. Oof. All right. Theo's fine. Theo's inside. Lorna Carr, how's it going? PNW Queen. No. Hello. Jane, thank you for making everyone feel welcome. I get disillusionment, like the mysteries are now being revealed to you. Thank you, Spirit. Yep. By you maybe not recognizing that you had pearls to offer, by you not recognizing that you had a light inside of you, and a darkness, truthfully, that could have been intimidating for others, could have been misunderstood by others. You recognized very quickly that it's not your job to make sure that other people are feeling good within themselves. They will raise your awareness to that fact, or they won't. There are many human beings on this planet, and if we were all constantly over considering what is happening on the outside of us, we would somewhat be prevented from expressing ourselves plainly, clearly. I imagine that in the times that women were being burnt, if they were being burnt at all, or anybody being drowned or accused of witchcraft, I imagine that these people would have been terrified. And I imagine that anybody else that had any kind of knowledge or decided to speak out of turn against anybody with authority also would have been afraid to express themselves as themselves. So, I mean, civility and society seems to do a lot more than bring technology to the table. It seems to also bring, or it seems to cast society into a whole different cauldron. All right, like number 31, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. So that's 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37. Oh my gosh. Lol, why you got drama? Karen, what? What's going on? I don't even know who you are. So, what I'll do is I'm going to put you guys on a timeout because I don't know who you are and I don't know why my chat became a chat room. But nice to meet you. You were very distracting. I'm not blaming you, I'm blaming myself. And instead of being distracted by you again, I'll just time you out. So enjoy for 10 minutes. All right. So pile number 7, group number 7, you have received, actually, that is the end. This will be the end because it's 3 cards each. All good. You've received the Ace of Pentacles. So if you've been manifesting that Wheel of Fortune that came out before through your independence, if you have been somebody who recognizes that, look, the world is the way that it is. I can't help myself if I can't help myself, right? God helps those who help themselves. You decided you're not going to get down on your luck. You're not going to trust that anybody outside of yourself is going to be an enemy of you. Instead, you're just going to decide that everything is for you, everything is working for you, with you, as you, and you're going to move forward towards your manifestation. Now, I don't know if you're going to be manifesting yourself any kind of winnings with the Wheel of Fortune, but I do feel like you are going to be getting your life back into your track, back into your path, moving towards the things that you want to be manifesting, rather than experiencing this experience for anyone else. You might as well experience it for yourself. You're not externally processing, right? You're not validating yourself in the external world. You're not looking for validation in the external world. No, 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 no. You have been renewed. Pile number 8. 6, 7, 8. Pile number 8. You've been renewed. You're now showing up as the Page of Wands. So after you having returned to your status as the Star, after you recognize that the strategies of others may just be strategies to help themselves out of their darkness, help themselves out of their pits. You don't necessarily need to be the one to help them out of the problems of their own making. You can genuinely just be a person who is trying to do what you feel to do, recognizing that you have a message to deliver to the world, recognizing that the light that exists inside of you is the light that needs to be expressed. You will not see of this life what you expect if you don't get in tune with yourself, if you don't bring your awareness down into your body and slow things down so that you can clear things out. You will not know which way to go. You will not trust yourself enough to move forward, and you will not see what you need to see so that you can become what you need to become, be who you need to be, right? Now, pile number 9, 10, 11, 12. Yep. Pile number 9, you started with the awakening. You started with the call. You started with the judgment card. You started in a place that doesn't really feel very comfortable, but somehow you brought comfort to it. You've been raising the dead. You've been speaking life into existence. You've been using your tongue to heal rather than to cut. And this has been noticed by the universe. You are being restored or elevated or promoted to a Queen of Cups. It's because of your compassion that you're being promoted. It's because you chose to recognize your place in this universal time slot frame thing that we exist in. You chose to recognize your personal mission inside of this experience, and by you choosing to see what you're here to do, the world is going to change quicker than you can even say go. Like, honestly, how is the world going to change? Pile number 10, let's find out. The world's going to change by you taking command of yourself, by you mastering yourself. Wow. By you mastering yourself, you close out world cycles that people have been trying to close out for generations. I said what I said. I said what I said, and I said what I said because I said what I said. You are somebody inside of your experience who's going to be achieving a spiritual abundance, but also a physical wealth that... can I say that? That might not have been seen by your family, in your family line before. And the generational curses that you will be breaking off of your family are many, I'm hearing. I heard legion, and if you know anything about the Bible, that's quite a few things are going to be broken off of you. That's just one entity, but that's quite a few things that are going to be broken off of you. A legion. Wow. Anyway, moving on. Pile number 11, yours is the 7 of Pentacles. Unfortunately, it does feel like you, as a pile, are going to be waiting for this radiance to be seen by others. Maybe the world isn't ready to see who you are just yet. Maybe you have been standing in your truth and presenting yourself as you are, but maybe people still don't understand. Maybe people still don't see. Maybe people are still waiting to see more from you. It is what it is. The world is what it is. They can do whatever they want with their time. You can do whatever you want with your time. And I can do whatever I want with my time. Like, in the here and now, if this pile was specifically for me, it would show me that the truth has come out. The truth has been revealed. The truth did not leave anybody wounded. If anything, it has left people with similar wounds that come from going to war. They're traumatized. People are traumatized, but traumatized people can still coexist. Traumatized people still have a large amount of light to offer the collective field. Traumatized people are still capable of bringing beauty into the world. They're still capable of expressing light into the world. They're still capable of bringing unity. And so what I see in this 11th card is that you may be yeah, you may be being given a time of rest. You may be given a holiday. You may actually spin the wheel and land on the jackpot. I don't know how this is going to resonate with everybody individually, but the person that this pile belongs to is a person that has elevated themselves to a level of comfort that can't be beat, that can't be taken away. It's like you truly recognize that there is no competition. When you decide to show up as yourself, there is no competition. Like, there's no one like you. No one like you. Anyway, last pile number 12. What's going on for you? The Three of Cups. Beautiful. It feels like there is a completion of passion, if not a ignition of connection with somebody. Maybe you're connecting with somebody from your past. Maybe you're adding water to your fire and you're now ready to find your community. Maybe you found your community. I don't know. But pile number 12, you came from the Page of Wands. You traveled into the Seven of Wands. You've been somebody who maybe existed inside of their experience, surrendered to it. You just trusted and believed that you are a divine child of the universe. You are connected to all that is. You have always been connected to all that is. And the disconnection comes on from egoic focus. And so you decided to realize how beautiful you are, how wonderful you are, how beautiful it is, your gift to just speak life instead of death. And you just go through the reality not really afraid of anything other than God, because God is the one who called you into your experience and God is the one who's going to lead you out of it, right? You have faith. Faith is not just a word to you. It's something that actually connects your spiritual being to your body, to your soul, and you just continue to exist, express, be everything that you are, because that's who you are. You're a beautiful Page of Wands, pile 4. So yeah, I mean pile 12. So yeah, that's it. I'm going to go have a shower. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for being here. I appreciate you all. 38 likes. That was awesome. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Thank you to the 3 of you that are hanging out here. Here and now. I imagine one of you is Jane. And I don't know who else because I put them on break. V Dreaming, love, peace. Hello to you. Goodbye to you. And yeah. B Abbott, how's it going? That was fun. How was that for you? Did you get anything out of that? Did it help with anything? Did it just kill some time for you if it didn't do nothing? It's getting cold out here. It's time to have a shower. Time to shower. Time for me. I gotta go. Oh. Jane is sweet. Hope everyone has a great day. Cheers. Thank you. And I hope you all have a good day too. By the way, did anybody need to be blocked? Was anybody like abhorrently rude? Like unnecessarily rude? And I didn't catch it because I was just floating through. Was anybody being abhorrently rude that I need to delete them from the chat? Otherwise, that's that. I gave my crystals a break today. Except for the ones that I put on to mark the time. I've got the magic in me. Right. Well, that's it. That's all. That's all, folks. We got 40 likes now. What the? Hi. 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 Oh my gosh. My teeth are becoming whiter again. Yay. Gosh. I wonder how calcified my pineal gland is. Ooh, girl. Whitening toothpaste, because I don't want to go to the dentist. I don't like dentists. Ah! Dentists are scary. They want to touch your teeth with sharp things and drills. I could listen to you all day. You have a soothing voice. Seriously? I think my voice is so annoying. I do think that everybody thinks that though. And I don't know. I like taking a break every now and then because I hear my voice in the caravan a lot, and then if I have to watch it back, the video, then it's like, ugh. Sometimes that's why I don't edit things, because I can't sit there and just go, okay, I'll do timestamps, and it's like, oh, why are you talking? Shut up. I say that to myself, like, actually. Like, why are you talking? Shut up. It's so funny. Jane, you agree. Who can take the sunrise and sprinkle it with dew? Well, I don't even... Yeah. What was my favorite song that I sung at the conference? Because that is something that I'll never forget. I'll never, ever, ever forget. I'm still here. I'm just about to do something that requires mature audiences, so I'm even going to turn the volume down for a second so that I can just chat with you. Because you have all chosen to stay, so I might as well chat with you because I don't have anything else to go and do. I'm just taking a hit of my cannabis prescription. I will be right back. Alright, everything is gonna be alright. How's it going? That was fun. That was awesome for me. 10% of the total likes are present in the room right now. That's so cool. 1%? 10%. No, it's growing. How many people are coming into the room? What are we doing? We're just talking. Oh, I didn't have music today. Ooh. The time has come, the walrus said, to speak on many things, of shoes and ships and sealing wax, of cabbages and kings, and whether the sea is boiling hot, or whether or not pigs have wings. I never realized that that person, that walrus, ate all of the oysters. After singing them along. Oh. All of the childhood movies were like inadvertent shadow work for anybody that paid attention. It's quite interesting to me. That was nice. Shall I do an oracle reading? Ooh. Ooh, oracle reading. This is from the Rooted in Grace. Wow. Rooted in Grace. Face life's challenges with grace. Maintain inner stability and calm amidst change. Are you joking? Like, if that's not a good wrap-up message for what happened today, like, I feel like the energy that came through today had every potential to derail, had every potential to move us out of our field, out of our chosen presentation. We have the ability to choose how we respond or react. If we react, that's still within our rights. You can clean yourself up, make yourself proud of yourself again, and move on. Ultimately, you know where you're going. You know what your goal is. You know what it is that you're here to achieve. So when you do set clear goals and move forward with courage, the universe sees you. The universe encourages you. The universe rewards you. The universe wants to provide you with, again, another rooting, a rooting in courage. So this oracle reading is coming out as you are rooted in courage and you are rooted in grace. When you're rooted in courage, you find strength in challenges like deep roots, standing firm in the storm. And lately, the way that I've been channeling messages, the way that I've been receiving messages, it has felt like I have been sitting inside of an eye of a storm, sitting at the top of an obelisk or even at the top of a lighthouse, watching what's coming in, watching what's going out, watching what is happening, why it's happening. And what's coming out with this rooted in grace? What is the extra information? Dreams. Oop, nope, that came out. Dreams, reflection, and flying. So by you choosing to be rooted in who you are, what you are, how you're choosing to present yourself, how you're choosing to be inside of the experience, your reflection is starting to come alive. You're starting to be somebody who can have a thought, have a desire. You're starting to even integrate the messages of the Zodiacs, maybe you're understanding the different timelines. Maybe you're moving through the different timelines for a better understanding. Find better ways to improve yourself through reflection. Yeah, reflection is coming alive. The person that you are, the person you have been. Scammer, I don't want you to be here if you're a scammer, my friend. By you choosing to see yourself as the light or the darkness inside of the field, you are going to elevate yourself to a new place, to a new height. You are going to either achieve your dreams or you're going to have a continued sense of flying. You're going to continue to express yourself or you will hide away. The world will either make you ashamed of yourself and make you want to hide yourself away from it, or it will make you want to just get on top of it and fly all the way away from any negative attitude, negative opinion, negative belief that is being projected towards you. By you choosing to go the route of flying, you're going to follow your dreams and transcend self-imposed limits. So by you choosing to elevate your thoughts, by you choosing to recognize that the field is for you to interpret, you then choose to move in the direction that's appropriate to you. But if you choose to lay down your dreams, if you choose to lay down your external presentation, then in your dreams, you will be pursuing your innermost self and ideals. And now I know the card says, keep pursuing your innermost dreams and ideals, but if you allow yourself to rest and know that you are putting things down instead in the form of paper, in the form of diary, in the form of video logging, I don't know how it's going to be for you. But by you choosing to stay rooted, remain rooted, be the person that you are, be the person that you always have been, or even become the person that you always feel you have been, you're going to continue to move forward. Is there anything else I need to say with this? Yes. What? Intuition. Okay. Use your own discernment. Obviously, the messages that come out through oracle cards are going to be for you to use your discernment. Not every word is going to be accurate for you. Oracle card readings are going to be different to tarot card readings. It's just a different way for me to express the energy that I'm feeling and am drawn to talk about anyway. Trust your inner guidance and make confident decisions. This is sort of what is the planet that's moving out of... I get Venus in Pisces, which is still a current field. It feels like that. Check your chart for your Mercury placement. Mercury, not Venus before. Check your chart for your Mercury placement. It is currently in Pisces. Do the math, however you do the math for yourself. And recognize what this could mean for you, considering your placement. Once it steps out of Pisces, I feel like you're going to be led either in the direction of moving towards expression of yourself without holding back anything, or looking inwards and getting grounded in what it is that you want to achieve for yourself. Either which way, the tipping point seems to be Mercury. Mercury in Pisces at the moment is what's giving me that information. Is there anything else? No. So nothing should pop. No. Okay. Final confirmation. Let me pull out the Citadel. Let me see the archetypes that you might be encountering as third parties. What third parties you might be encountering today, or with this reading, whenever this finds you, or who you might be becoming today. Yeah, I like that question better. Who are you becoming today? Who are you becoming today? What's the archetype of you, the person that's connecting with this message? So to the dreamer, you are the miser. Called out by the cards. If you're choosing to just put things into paper, put things into pen, put things away into a box, freeze them away for another day, bury them for another day, that's not necessarily going to be something that brings you out of your energetic position, but it is going to get your energy moving. So I find that funny. What about the flyers? What about the people that go out and choose to express themselves regardless of what is being presented to them? The captain, taking command and teamwork, called out by the cards. Well, so by you choosing to see these lights, see these lanterns, they're all like on a path. I imagine that this might be a river or something. It could even be a cave. It's just leadership. It's by you choosing to recognize that you need to take authority over your own life, over your own consequences. And once you take that authority, life is yours. You don't need to take responsibility for everything anymore, because people have free will. People are allowed to make their own choices for themselves. They don't need to be led by anybody else. And yeah, it seems like, because this came out together with the captain, the merchant, self-worth and trade. It's either you're going to lead yourself forward and people will follow you, or they won't. It's either you're going to choose yourself and have a light heart because you're choosing not to carry the burdens of other people, or not. If you're trying to fly, though, if you're trying to get airborne, carrying the burdens of other people will make your adventure a little bit more difficult. So what's going on with the intuition? Who do we become when we trust our intuition? The fates came out. Accepting help and guidance, the red string theory, and the air, unseen potential and hesitation. Right. Beautiful. So by you choosing to trust your intuition, you really do take fate into your own hands. But by you recognizing that your body had a sense of what you were going to do before anyway, this is where the air, unseen potential, becomes realized. When you apply your intuition to the body experience that you're having, this is where your collective field becomes yours. What do you think? How did that go? Did you get any of that? What about the reflection? Who do we become when we sit stuck in reflection? The shepherd in reverse, not a leader. Celebrations and family. That's a bit harsh. What about when we learn from our reflection? Whoa, that's a lot. The ornator, communication and confidence. Wow. That looks like ancestral communication. The scholar, investigation and research. Wow, that looks like a grimoire or a holy book. Or just a recipe book, right? For the muggles. The cartographer, a crossroad exploration. Wow, the map maker. That was in my dream last night. I was the map maker. If you saw a white albino peacock in your dreams last night with stars in its feathers, that was me. I was doing my thing. And then finally, the witch. Experimentation and rebellion. I friggin' love that. When you choose to learn from your reflection, you just become, is the overall there. And so the goal, can I have some archetypes for the goal? Do we reach it? Do we reach our goal with this reading? That's one spin. Oh. That's two spins. I don't know if we reach our goal. Are we gonna reach our goal? Don't fake it. Don't fake it. Just let it happen. It's not. Okay, don't think so. Sorry about it. What was this goal? To be rooted in grace. Oh, I tried. Okay, so if today you're going to use the energy of Aries, who has moved into Aries? Oh no. Yeah, Mars is in Aries. Doesn't matter. If you can't be graceful today, doesn't matter. I think you're still going to reach your goals. Just give yourself the opportunity to slow down and breathe if you need to. Everything will make sense in the end, and all of your efforts will not have been in vain. The bottom of the deck for the archetypes is the sleeper. Cause and effect, clarity. Remember, this is a beautiful collective shared dream, so let's make sure we're looking after and taking care of our part of the dream and not really worrying about what anybody else is doing, because that's a waste of energy. So, yeah. Anyway, that was fun. Shattered I didn't get a card for goals, but it is what it is, eh? All right, I'll catch you on the next one. This was fun. I thought about going to 3 hours, so while I'm wrapping up, I can start chatting to people, but yeah. What did you think of that? Oracle card readings. That's like made here feel like it's unwinding. Very creative, requiring creatival. Roots and wings. Dick. All right. That was so cool. That was so random. All right. Go out and be a winner. Or a vigilante for the light. I'll catch you on the next one. Bye. Oh, I want to look at chat. Ba-do, 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 ba-do. Bim, ba-doom, ba-doom, bim, bim. Ba-dum, ba-doom, bim, bim. There we go. On the phone, I can see it from the beginning. Okay. Ba-doom, 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 ba-doom. Oh, Lucretia came in way early. Can we ask a question? So true. Hi, good evening. Hey. No, we don't do what he's thinking about me. I can see that you guys are leaving like love hearts and thingamajiggies. I'm like, I don't do those kinds of readings. Hello to V Dreaming. Love, peace to all. Hello. How are you? You have a beautiful little blue fairy wren on your display picture that I absolutely love. It may just be a willywag or a sparrow, another type of sparrow. I don't know, but I love it. Anyway, Melissa from New Zealand. Kia ora, Melissa. How's it going? G'day from over the dip. Jane, hello. Nadesan Sasikala. Hello. Karen. Hi, Karen. Hi, Karen. Hi, Karen. Hi, Karen. No contact reunion possible, or I'm not sure. You need to go and ask that person yourself. The Divine Feminine love heart emoji. Hi, love heart emoji to you too. Does Arnav want to be in it? I don't know. Go and ask Arnav, please. That's not my name. That's not my name. That's not my. To be bitter is like drinking your own poison. To be bitter. Well, I don't know. There are some people who enjoy bitter flavors, and I wouldn't say that all bitterness is poison. But I do see where you're going with that, Jane. B. Abbott. And then Bethany Bonk. Hello. I don't know what you were laughing at. And then KG. I think KG might be getting the royal boot here. Although I didn't mind his interaction fully. I just think that he should have started his own YouTube channel so that he wouldn't get steered or directed by the host, which is me, in the direction that I would like to steer the energy that he's projecting into my space for free. Like, it's not like, I don't know. They warn you not to play with books and read knowledge that you don't know about until you're ready, and yeah, what can I say? I haven't been hiding who I am and what I'm doing here, so nah. Hey, sorry, it takes a minute. Not yet, hopefully in the future. That's right. You were trying to... Oh no, Maria Scorpio. I don't do that kind of reading. Maria Scorpio, if you're around or if you come back to the video, I suggest grabbing your own tarot cards and giving yourself a reading for that. That seems to be fourth party readings, and I don't even do third party readings, so then DNA mindset. So this is the interesting pattern of behavior that I like to watch or witness. DNA mindset came in and did a wavy emoji and a love heart emoji. And then Jane did a response, and then DNA mindset said hello. Then they said hello to me. Do I read tarot? Do they look down on it? Like, sub, listens in. Cool. Just because there was a few people that were talking, and I don't know who the names of the people were, and I don't know if they're fully hidden now, even from me. But yeah, Byron Cartwright. I did say hello to the UK. Byron, hello. I also used to do Reiki as well. Problem is that we do it through our own strength. Thank you for your story. I've had a similar experience. Sounds like you've been hurt by people take their gospel on you. Yeah, so that's where I went. Like I wanted to make sure that Jesus is King didn't just continue saying what he wanted to say, because ultimately that's really what I'm going to do with my space from now on. Like, if you're choosing to come into my space and use it to advertise or proselytize in my space, then that's fine. But I'm going to use the energy that you put into the space the way that I want to, and I'm going to encourage you to start your own YouTube channel and go and do that there. Because you're just giving me content. I don't know, this is just it, and this is very interesting to me that people still don't understand how they are immortalizing themselves as commenters. Do you understand? Like, do you want to just be somebody that is in someone's chat? Like, I genuinely believe that everybody is capable. Like, if you have an inner critic that makes you want to say something, like, and I'm sorry, but spirituality and belief is still just that, spirituality and belief. It's personal to you. It doesn't need to be personal to the whole world. And if you try to make it personal to the whole world, be prepared for people to come against you energetically or whatever. But they're not coming against you. It's just a part of you that hasn't been processed. It's a part of you that hasn't been accepted, that is even able to react to something outside of you as well. So give yourself permission to start your own YouTube channel, like I did, because I'm in the here and now doing my thing, and one day in the future I hope that I get paid for it. So yeah. Controlling religion is wild. Well, most religions are designed for control. They're designed for the people to control themselves. That's what leaders misabuse or disabuse their following. Like, all religion is supposed to point you back to the truth. It's supposed to point you back to yourself. That the same power that existed in the very beginning is the same power that exists inside of your heart, inside of your mind, inside of your soul. You're not disconnected. Even if you choose to believe you are not disconnected from all creation. Your beliefs do not have to imprison you. You can be free if you want to be. DNA, perfectly you. In the name of love, Jane Creations, freedom and love. Earth Angel, daughter of God. Religious is man-made to command control from our natural spirituality, omnipresence, omniscience, omniscience, divine Ahava's royal rainbow hikes soul existence. Thank you. B. Abbott, yes, freedom in heart. You agree, Earth Angel, 100%. Inside of everything, God is so good. I agree with that, to be honest. There's a lot of hypocrisy with people in religion. That's why I call it faith. Instead, if you don't live it, you don't truly follow it. People mistake them for true followers. I never understood why people say you can only get to God through Jesus. That's one way, sure, but I don't even know Jesus' story, and I had God in my heart from day one. DNA mindset matters. The way that I see religions, like, even Jesus was still talking in parables when he was talking about all of that. It is through me. Like, listen to the language. Who is me? Who is me? When there's no one else around and you hear that, who's saying it? When you're around no one and all of a sudden the lights go out and you become fill in the blank, who's doing that? How old are you inside of that moment where the lights have gone out and you feel fill in the blank? How old are you in that moment? Is it your inner child? Is it that inner child that never really gets older, that never really expires because it serves a purpose? This Messiah that Abrahamic faiths have externalized is only there for people who cannot find it within themselves. God only had to come back to this planet to do what he did through that story because people forgot who they were in the garden. And we are still inside of that garden. Now, we just have disconnected from it. That's why it's important to get grounded. That's why it's important to go out to the beach, to put your feet in the sand, to sit on the sand, to lie on the sand. It's important to go out to a mountain and take your shoes off and get your toes dirty, get your fingers dirty, play with some sticks, play with some sap, get some nature on you. Go camping, go for a hike, go for a picnic. Do something with the mother. Do something with the mother inside of the experience while you've got it to have it with her. Because eventually you will return back to the garden and you will return with a light heart, or you won't. You will recognize that this experience has been fully building itself around you, for you, as you, the entire time that you were leading yourself to wherever you decided to lead yourself to, because that was what you were here to do. There is a frequency inside of you that only you carry, that when you walk around, that when you move around the field, the world, it changes because of your frequency. It either amplifies or it descends. And so you choose how you appear inside of the field. You choose how you amplify or dampen the field. You choose ultimately who you are here and now, and you just continue to be that. There is no right or wrong answer. You can get feedback from the external sources if you like, but ultimately, it's your experience. Nobody can correct you on your experience. And yes, there may be corrections processes and prisons and all of this, but ultimately, the whole of your life is for you to experience everything that you desire to experience. And when you choose to hold onto duality and believing that those things are somewhere outside of you, then they'll take longer to appear. But when you understand that it's released by you as you, for you, then that's when it appears. Exactly when you release it. Exactly when you let go. Exactly when you get to like very Pisces energy and just surrender. So we've got 5 minutes left. I might as well keep scrolling down. Divine, masculine, feminine, divine. Sarah Sears, hello, so true. Steve, Rod, the fuck. Nah, bro, you're disappeared. Problem isn't consciousness, though I understand what you're saying, and I agree to some extent. Problem is sin. It needs to be paid for. And that is only by death, which he did on the cross. Yeah, so KG, Jesus is king, bro, literally, like, that's the whole point. He's already done it. So why do we have to keep talking about the original sin? That's my whole point. It's already been done. We can literally just talk about Jesus onward. We don't have to talk about anything before it. And that's not ignoring history, because this is just culture. And culture changes from city to city. And if the sin has already been paid for by what he did on the cross, then what is the purpose of continuing to talk about the sin anymore? Also, yeah, this was a tarot container, not a Jesus container. So, anyway. Lisa, Yesla, hello. Sorry I didn't catch you before. Thank you. I don't know. Sin is man-made as well. Yes, that's right. DNA mindset matters. It's all man-made. That's what I've been saying. This is all man-made. All of our understanding, all of our beliefs, all of our it's all man-made. It's all our understanding. Like, it's all human understanding, unless you are operating from innate innate movements or intuition or trusting your gut feeling. Like, it's still somewhat all man-made, because you're making choices based on the experiences that you've been having, and we weren't raised by wolves. So yeah, anyway, I fell out. Did you do my question? Oh yeah, no, Maria Scorpio, I said after the fact that I don't read like that. B. Abbott, smiley. How do we get question or read, please? This is my first time here. So, DNA Mindset Matters. If you would like, you can go to my description on my page. So, to get to my description from here, you would hit my little face in the top left corner, or the Oz Alchemist 44444. On that part, there will be an About Me section. Click that and you can book a private reading with me. My email is aussienomad@gmail.com. You can hit me up for a private reading. I do only use YouTube, so I will be emailing you an unlisted link, and you can either choose to appear on the video with me or not. But it will be a video just for you. You can choose to book me in for 15 minutes, up to an hour. The maximum that I will accept for a first consultation is $144. And the minimum that I will accept for a first consultation is $0. So if you don't feel like I was able to help you with your situation, I'm not going to expect you to pay me, because I believe that I'm doing God's work, and if God didn't speak through me for you, then so be it. I can't be the judge of that. You are. So I'll always do what I believe will be valued at $144 worth of energetic transmission and healing work. But as I said, it will always be up to you. So we've just crossed over the 3-hour mark, and I haven't gotten to the bottom of chat. But yeah, anybody who's here now, or anybody who makes it to this part of the chat, sorry, I've missed a whole bunch of chit chat, but yeah. Thanks for being here. I had a good time. I had an amazing time with you all. I don't know who all of you are, because obviously I've never met you, but one day I think I had the dream. One day I'm going to have a big boat, and I'm going to come to all of the continents you're at, and we're going to go on a cruise together. Or maybe we'll just book a P&O somewhere together and meet on a P&O cruise. Won't that be fun? Anyway. Maybe we can meet at the pyramids. I don't know. Time to go get something to eat. It is now 5 past 11. So I want to say thank you very much to everybody who's been here. Thank you to all of you who have made this experience what it is. I can't wait to see you all on the absolute next one. So, yeah, thanks for being here. Catch you on the next one. Bye. Sorry, I'm still here. I'm going back to chat because there you are. I want to see you. I want to put you under a microscope. Who are you and why did you come to my channel? Channel activity. Okay, so it's the first time you've come through. Alien Magi. Yeah, Alien Magi at ALIENMAGI. Thank you for introducing yourself. Good luck with YouTube. Let's just delete you from this channel. Bye bye now. Bye bye. Shirley, I don't know who's even here. I don't know why you would still be here. I'm just cleaning out chat. Who's still here? Is it you, Jane? No way. The show has ended. The show has closed. You'll have to rewind because the show has ended. The show has closed. The show is over. The show is done. The show is finished. It was so much fun. It started out as 1 card per like, and then it went to 12 piles times 3, which is when I called it, 'cause I need to go and eat some food. Yeah, I need to go and eat some food. I need to go and eat some food. Ba-doo boo boo. Who can take the sunrise? Sprinkle it with dew. I love it when you're holding me. You make me feel so sweet. Boom, boom, boom. That's it. Okay, chat is clean. Sorry, everyone, if you came to the end here. If you did make it to the end here, well done for your patience and whatever. But drop your star sign, and maybe that will be the next individual star sign that I drop. Individual reading that I do, a full 22 card reading on your star sign. So yeah, if you did make it up until this point in the afterplay, drop your star sign, and we'll get that reading out to you. Bye.